Yeah.
Well, my nephew,
Uh-huh.
he went a different way. Most people get into like football, best.
No, you good. You good, man. You good.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
he was into gymnastics.
Right.
He became one of the male cheerleaders. You have to throw the women up in the air.
Oh, he was one of them guys.
Talking about big man on campus, man. He was going to marry this real good-looking girl, and I guess the family had a lot of money and stuff. And
Yeah.
he kind of called it off. Said, "Man, you got some balls,
Right, right.
broke the girl's heart." But
Dang.
he figured they'd be controlling his ass too much. And I taught him how to, just hang glide from a small training hill. He asked me,
Right.
intelligent guy, kind of scary,
For real?
part half Japanese. My brother married this really nice Japanese lady, type,
Right.
and he's in Japan in the army. But um, he asked me, said, "Hey, being in gymnastics, he kind of gravitated to hang gliding.
Right.
Says, could I still do this when I was, like what, big games, what, 20 something, just got out of college."
Right. Right. Right.
He said, "In another 2 years, could I still do this?" I said, "Absolutely,
Right.
you can
Right.
hang glide till you're 80 years old if you want to.
Heck yeah.
Not run down the hill a bit." But anyway,
Uh-huh.
he went that direction. He got out of college, and guess what? He started his own gymnastics school.
Right.
So he said, up on the farm.
Yeah, man. Like I wish I would have went now.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it was like a whole like different like type of experience.
I never started getting good grades in school consistently until I got out of this sorry ass King George, local schools here.
Yeah.
Because you go to community college and stuff like that, and you say, hey, they're into education, not these bullshit,
Uh-huh.
but who's popular and who's not,
Right, right,
is the
right.
best thing there. I didn't go for that shit, That's why I wanted to do track and field. And then the doggone say, hey, we got some fast ones here. The coach started talking to one another, track coach, the football coach. That Jack Newman, he's pretty fast, make a running back. And I didn't know,
Right.
I did not have a clue as to what you had to go and you're gonna like this to run into people and hurt them before they hurt you.
Right.
And
Like you didn't have that mentality.
it's just being fast.
Right.
I was Forrest Gump. I just wanted to run, run, Forrest, run. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, we had this in JV. We
Uh-huh.
had this guy who's a white Baptist minister,
Uh-huh.
and this guy he didn't even know how to say the word. He said, "I want you to get out there and kill him, kill him." And
Uh-huh.
I says, "Man, you're a preacher. You want to kill people?"
Mm.
But it's
Yeah.
figurative.
Yeah, man. I'm listening, man. Yeah, I love these stories, man. I
Figurative
do.
speech. Well, I got some. Yeah, I've only tapped my stories. I don't tell people.
Uh-huh.
I told my little buddy,
Yeah.
the new guy, Vincent,
Uh-huh.
asshole that
Uh-huh.
he is. I told him I flew airplanes and I flew helicopters and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Yeah, that's what I want to do." I told him, "Man, you're not going to like that, so you better not even start,
Mm-hmm.
because people have a temper where you get hot and cold and everything.
You're right.
They want you to go out and try to be a fighter pilot, maybe live a week or something before you get
Yeah,
dressed up."
like they're not used to us like uh flying aircraft, like airplanes and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of a shocker. Well, I can brag about the fact that I've signed more white guys up to flying airplanes than anyone else, because
Mm.
they'll look at me and say, "You're a nigger. How can you do this?"
Right.
You know, looking out. I don't dress up or anything. Had scruffy ass clothes on, everything.
Right,
They
right.
look at me and say, "That asshole did it. I can do it too."
Right.
I say, right on. We need more people flying airplanes. Probably for the wrong reason, but
Right.
if that Negro can do it, I can do it.
Mm.
So that's how they go. And some things not for everybody. You have
Yeah.
for someone to become an airline pilot
Uh-huh.
or captain, especially when you're a minority, black
Right.
woman, black man, which is a lot of fair,
Yeah.
out there. But you got to be all on. You can't have
Right.
no. Your whole environment's got to be getting stuff in your head
Yeah.
that allows you to make the big bucks.
Yeah, like
You know.
you need to
Amen.
really stay on top of this project are acquiring in your life. Like you gotta really stay on top of everything.
That
Yeah.
environment, that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, engineering down at Virginia Tech, of all places.
Right.
I went down there for a tryout, and the guys gave us, you talk about the orientation. You go in the summer,
Yeah.
go to college, and he says, "Hey, you only have one day off in this engineering curriculum."
Hmm.
And hey, man, what is it? It's Sunday, and that's the day you wash your clothes. All the rest, you better start your ass studying that integrated integral calculus and stuff that really I never, I'm more of a geometry, trigonometry kind of guy.
Right.
Get that algebra crap. So, but anyway, it is, it's a lucrative. These guys get their engineering degree,
Hmm.
bachelor's, and they right away they're going to go if they want to really make the big bucks.
Right.
Go back again and get a master's in business.
Right, right, right. I tell people it
Which is
is.
big
It's a
too.
business type of time right now.
Yep.
It's like the hugest business time we're in.
AI and all that stuff. Just things are changing. You got to
Yeah,
be able to.
to keep up with AI.
Yeah, another thing recently the guy was telling me one of the guys and one of the best courses I've ever taken forever was materials and something of industry. I love that one. I love that. And I picked up on that sucker, and it
Yeah.
wasn't elective, but it was you can't wait to the next class. But
Right,
anyway,
right, right, right.
um, uh,
Going to class this morning. Nah, you good. You good.
um,
Nah, this is me
make long
talking.
story short,
Yeah. Nah, man. I like hearing your stories, man. This what
well.
people need to hear, man.
Well, you get the inside. I mean, the college environment's good because you see what the world's going to be like.
Right.
These cutthroat mechanical and electrical
Mm-hmm.
engineers, they're just they're kind of like
Mm-hmm.
animals that are really predatory animals, very aggressive.
Trust me, I know, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, I've seen it and I seen it. This is like probably the first year I really seen like the heathens like coming at you in a different way, because I was comfortable, and then I was like, man, maybe I'm too comfortable, and then I learned quick from being comfortable and things like that. So I totally understand, man.
Yeah, these are good. Tech, University of Virginia, and the
Yeah.
bigger schools, you get the developmental jackasses, but you
Hmm.
get to a place like Jalbert, and you got to process. They
Right.
come through and uh, they're really they're
Hmm.
cold blooded,
Right. Right. Yeah. I had to learn that.
Hegelian.
I had to learn like it's a lot of code, but folks, if you allow it, and
You're
things
going
like that.
fast like this.
Yeah.
There's something I was gonna
Hmm.
say about relating to
Uh-huh.
the idea that well, see what I did was I don't know what happened. I'd done a lot of community college, before I went down there.
Hmm.
And the first semester, or whatever, I looked at it, and said, these people are stupid. I mean,
Hmm.
and of course, then you run into all that shit, that you have all the electives and you got
Yeah.
things that are going to go toward your degree, but you have things that you must pass
Right.
in a good way
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
continue and get some attention from some company that might want to hire
All right.
your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Facts. Facts.
there's something else, though, that the whole environment.
Man, tell me about the Tuskegee. I remember I remember seeing something how you didn't get that credit for even having
Well,
air.
that Top Gun thing that they had at what's the name, McFallon, the Air Force Base at Las Vegas. There are
Mm.
different categories, and you had the black guys that were attacked. They weren't really uh, the
Yeah.
fighter pilots ready to go up and try to shoot each other down,
Right.
but that had to do with them bombing and different things like that with
Right.
obsolete.
Right.
We
Right.
had jets by then, and these guys were bombing with uh, uh, attacking things on the ground with
Right.
P-47.
Same.
World War II. This was between World War II and Korea. And these guys clean. See, to get it to become a Tuskegee Airman, um, let's see,
Hmm.
the regular guys in the Army Air Force in World War II, they take 200 hours to make it through their program, and because they wanted to make sure that, and
Mm.
like a lot of things, if you're black, you better be a lot better.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's facts.
they had these guys go 300 hours before they uh, gave them their wings.
Good morning. Uh-huh. No, I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
So so they were superior, but they
Yeah.
had to be because they're trying to discontinue the program.
Yeah, like we're trying to like fight a bigger fight.
Yeah, they had two fights going. You had the one into your back at home, and you had the one out where the Germans were really
Oh man,
trying to nail your asses.
that's
They didn't
crazy,
like no
bro.
black or Jewish people, just like they didn't in this country. Just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure they were. But they didn't because these guys were the best of the best of the best of the
right,
best athletes. You have to be a good athlete to be a fighter pilot
right.
or attack pilot, and you have to be mentally. And these guys were from the best
Hmm.
upper Midwest colleges, like they say Ohio and Illinois,
Yeah, exactly.
and they were just kind of like Terminators or something. You
Dang.
get the best. Uh,
Yeah, be top notch.
yeah, I mean, uh, and of course, after they got to Europe and they were going and bombing Germany, all the bomber crews, they didn't know these guys were black. They just requested
Hmm.
the Red Tails, which is what they were.
Right.
And then they all of a sudden, these guys are black? How are they
Mm.
so good?
Mm.
They put every obstacle in front of them, gave them obsolete airplanes. Their
Yeah.
airplanes are too old, and they still prevailed.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to discontinue that program
Mm.
when
When they're doing so
good
good,
results. Yeah.
good results. Yeah.
And the Germans
Dang.
really all messed up too because, like I said, they didn't cotton to any dark colored
Mm.
people like Jews and Gypsies and blacks, and
Yeah.
so
Dang,
they
man.
tried everything they could do to trip up the black guys, but they just overall they just were everything was set. I mean, you get in a
Yeah.
program where you got to have 100 more hours of flying time or
Facts.
the navigation and all the rest. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, you don't feel inferior, and I don't
Hmm.
feel inferior. We can make ourselves inferior by just limiting our
Hmm.
our
I
goal.
like.
Yeah, goals that we have in life and the environment you want to be in.
Hmm.
Um, so, and in fact, to this day, I was going to tell you yesterday that you read these
Hmm.
things in the internet or in magazines and stuff. You see a lot of young professional black guys that have their own airplanes,
Hmm.
and I mean, it's not. What can I say? They have enough money to do what
Do what they wanted to do.
the white
Yeah.
professionals say.
Right.
The
Right.
successful guys, and I said
Wow.
that's cool. That's the world I want to live in.
Exactly. Dang. Like you trying to make a difference.
Yeah, yeah. You really should have a choice of doing things that you want to do. And I was telling Malik when he was working here, that
Hmm.
Malik, if you somehow could get a job, stumble upon something that you really, really like,
Yeah.
and nobody else is telling you that you better like this or that. Of
Right.
course, he was into rap and all that,
Yeah, he was in the rap. We used to talk rap with,
design and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, if you really, really get something you like to do, you'll never work a day in your life from that point. I mean, you got to work, but
Facts.
you got to put effort. But if you like it and you have skills at it,
Yeah.
don't even worry about it because they'll probably try to figure what's that little black guy. What, he'll do the NAACP or how did he get to where because he wanted to do it. He had
Yeah.
an opportunity to do whatever,
Right.
and he kept an open mind and says, "I like this.
Right.
That's what I like. I touch it, I feel it, I smell it."
Hmm.
And I'm sure people are going to tell, "Hey, you must like rap because all of us brothers are doing it." So, and of course, I'm Wynton Marsalis. You know what Wynton Marsalis is? The Marsalis brothers, right?
I gotta look it up.
Oh, you don't remember that?
I gotta look him up. I'm not gonna lie to
His
you.
brother was on Johnny Marsalis.
Hmm.
Oh, jazz. It's about
It's about jazz.
yeah, three of them, and they're from the Louisiana, New Orleans. And
Okay.
Wynton Marsalis was the oldest one, I think, and he was a horn player,
Right.
and he did everything. He did jazz, but he also did classical and baroque.
Right.
All types of music. So you open up his mind to other things. He's got some really top-notch albums that are not jazz strictly.
Right.
So that's the kind of thing that gets me all tickly. Just the
Hmm.
idea that people are pressuring you. Oh, you got to be an athlete. You got to be a preacher. You got to be
Exactly.
what we think you should be.
You
And all
think,
of a sudden he comes out and he says, "Hey, I think I'll experiment with goldfish or whatever."
yeah.
I can go to hell. I'll do what I think I like to do. I like goldfish,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Of
Facts.
course, white people have the privilege of if they know people. They got a friend of their father and they'll buy
Mm-hmm.
airplanes. So hey, let's see if we can get you sold by 16 and get you
Hmm.
commercial pilots
Hmm.
and by 18 years old. Because you're in that
Hmm.
environment.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
had no stinking environment. I hitchhiked to the airport and I just showed up and
Got the studying.
If they didn't like the little black guy out there.
Uh-huh.
And I was lucky to run into people that amazing. These guys that were in the military in World War II in Korea, how they look at life differently. You know, you had Colonel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Facts. They
he,
do look different.
he ran the airport that at across the river from you know
Mm-hmm.
in Maryland across the Potomac River, and there's another.
The Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
No, this the 301 bridge down down.
Okay, okay, okay.
And like, of course, you can't. I mean, I had to hitchhike to get over there to get to the airport, so that was kind of a. But they ran all the old people out and became. They wanted to become a communist
Right.
nation in Russia, and they ran the old people out and they had, took their money and came to America, which Captain McCall's family did. And they said was a pilot. He was worked at the naval. Well, he was a teacher at the Naval Academy Aerospace
Right.
thing there, and he ever so often he'd fly the airplane down to that airport across the. And they'd ask everybody if they'd like to go flying with him, and nobody said no. And of course, I'm a big ass smile on my face. I said, "Well, if they don't, I'll take their time." And we stayed in touch with him, and he encouraged me to, get as much education as I could and
Right.
keep learning, no matter if you're 70 or 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, oh yeah, I was going to say he was with what you call the Black Cats
The
in
guys.
World War II.
Dang.
He was out in the Pacific fighting the Japanese. They paint these amphibious twin engine planes that landed on the water,
Wow.
and they paint them black. That's why they call them the Black Cat. It
The
was
black guys.
Catalina. It was the name of the airplane. They call them the Black Cats, and they would go over and harass the hell out of the Japanese at night. Of
Dang.
course, if the Japanese didn't have any planes that could fly, they so that would be at their disadvantage.
Right.
And of course, a lot of these guys in the war, they don't really tell you all these things about them.
Right.
And Captain Mudgolf wrote a book, and a chapter of that book was devoted to me and my mother.
Exactly.
So
Dang,
now,
man.
I didn't know how to fly when he'd take me for rides when I was in school, high school. And I
Right.
finally learned how to fly in the aircraft and stuff. And he told, in
Yeah.
the book, he wrote how I was smooth and professional and everything. So that
Yeah.
was kind of and nicest guy in the world, but his kids were, and nephews and nieces were a bunch of little
Yeah.
assholes. That happens, You got
They were spoiled.
yes, well, because Captain Mudgolf was just the nicest, what do you call a white Russian,
Yeah.
blue-eyed, blonde guy, but he was just treating me like I was,
Like cool.
yeah, so he was my hero, just
Yeah.
whatever information he had to give me. And when I started hanging by, in fact, what he did was, um, his father, at least, we knew this Sikorsky guy who was big in helicopters in this country. So they
Right.
came over, they kind of, got in with those guys up in Connecticut or whatever it was. And they actually, guy built seaplanes to land in the water. He was into gliders,
Right.
seaplanes, and something else. But all those things he did. And as it
Mm-hmm.
turns out, that's what I ended up doing. So he was pretty proud that his
Dang.
influence
Yeah.
spread to me.
Heck yeah. That's incredible. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, there's another guy, Maynard Hill. I guess I told you about him yesterday. He was into, yes, he was in the mechanical engineering,
Hmm.
and he went to school up in Baltimore. Well, I guess he was working up there, applied physics place
Yeah.
in Baltimore,
Mm.
and he actually flew a model airplane from here
Right.
across the Atlantic
Dang.
Ocean and landed in Ireland. And he did
Dang.
it by inertial navigation. Yeah, he had a little thing on there where the plane had enough gas.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, enough fuel to make it, and
But his number in
no engine troubles and nothing like that.
well,
Dang.
listen, the way Maynard operated, that he tried the first time and he would get in the water and not make it.
Yeah.
The third try, I guess he actually had one fly.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Someone
Man.
would have a radio control transmitter, and he would take off from this end. The
Yeah.
other guy picked it up when he came over Ireland and landed the thing safely. So he's the record books for.
He in the record books, man. The Guinness World Record. How you feel about the Guinness? Well, it was Ripley's, but I was used to watch.
That's
When I was
standard. Yeah.
yeah, when I grew up, I was watching Ripley's on TV,
Right. I remember that.
and then I started seeing like Guinness books in schools.
But in school, in high school,
Yeah.
you should catch me at. Too late. But yeah, that's strange. Next.
Boy knocked.
Well,
Boy knocked that up in here.
You're nobody. I mean, he's got sacred shit he's got to do here. Right, Curtis?
So, yeah, Curtis.
Some people have no respect,
yeah.
Curtis. No respect.
No respect for the sleep.
Man, let him sleep, man. Let him sleep.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Come on, y'all.
Just
So I think
This a heathen.
over there.
I think we're gonna be on that road over there.
We're gonna move on.
That's a busy one too.
Yeah. So, you want?
Tap in with me later, guys. I appreciate you all, man. Y'all are amazing.
Artistic.